What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. We got another crazy cheater scandal video for you guys. This one happened down on Kentucky Lake and Barkley Lake, both amazing bass fisheries. I have actually fished tournaments down there myself and absolutely love it down there. Some giant bass. But yeah, this happened down there. Two guys got caught cheating. These two guys were actually storing bass. They were going out catching bass elsewhere before the tournament, and they were putting them in baskets and leaving them out in a secret, secluded spot to go to get the fish later. I've done some other stories on some other cheaters that did a similar thing, and these two individuals were actually caught in pretty much the exact same way as the guys from my previous videos were caught. This happened a while back in the mid-2000s. Dwayne E. Nesmith and Brian K. Thomas. They were caught keeping the fish in the baskets, and apparently it had been going on for a while, and there was a big suspicion around these guys, and everyone kind of assumed they were cheating, but no one could really catch them in the act. Apparently every single tournament in question was actually on Lake Barkley or Kentucky Lake, and the way they got caught is finally someone actually saw them at one event taking fish out of a basket and putting them in their live well. So they notified authorities, and then authorities began to watch them to try and catch them in the act. Because I guess you could probably arrest them on just the hearsay of the one angler. I mean, he was an eyewitness, but it's still not that strong of a case if they really wanted to fight it. So apparently they kind of started some kind of sting operation and followed them around from tournament to tournament, and just trying to catch them in the act. Apparently these two guys had won several $1,000s in a bass boat worth $30,000 by allegedly catching these fish before tournament, then submitting the fish as being caught during the competition. Sounds a little familiar. Sounds a little bit like the walleye guys. They got a boat, thousands of dollars. This is back in 2006, so a $30,000 boat. Probably that's a brand new boat back then. But yeah, the wildlife officers were able to find the area where they were keeping the fish in another tournament, and when they actually went in at night, took the fish out, clipped the fins, like they have in other operations like this where they caught somebody, put the fish back in the basket, and then just waited to see if they were going to weigh in the fish. So then Nesmith and Thomas shows up to the weigh-in. They actually had 3 of the fish that were in the basket because of the clipped fins, so they actually did fish some and were able to call some of their cheater fish, I guess, or maybe some died, who knows. They weighed in the fish, and then that's when they were arrested. And because of all this, they had to look back at all the previous events and obviously question them about previous events. And my thing is like, how do you not know someone's watching you do something like this? What are you doing? So the tournament they were actually caught at, like where the tip came in, was the Lake Barkley during the Relay for Life Buddy tournament in April. That's where they were caught. That's where the tip came in. That's when they started really investigating the pair guys, the two anglers. Total cash that they had won was $15,000, and like I said, the bass boat was $30,000. They confiscated the boat, like all their fishing equipment. So like this is very similar to the recent Lake Erie walleye cheaters. Pretty much the same stuff happened. So this is kind of cool because this will give us kind of insight onto what's probably going to happen with the walleye guys, even though this happened down in Kentucky and the walleye guys were from Ohio. But yeah, they were arrested, charged. Thomas pled guilty to an attempted theft charge stemming from the Relay for Life Buddy tournament in Trigg County District Court. And he had to pay a $250 fine and $148 in court costs. That's all he had. That's all he got was a $250 fine and $148 in court costs. That is freaking crazy. Nesmith had to pay $7,100 in restitution. That seems like that's more like they were sued by the tournament. They may have never even got that money. I just found some more. I thought I saw this somewhere else. But yeah, the Dwayne E. Nesmith guy was actually sentenced to 2 years in jail. The sentence to run concurrently though, and was given probation. So basically, he's just going to serve probation for 2 years. He's not allowed to have his fishing license during those 2 years. So basically, he paid $250 in fines, $148 in court costs. Did get 2 years probation, and he's not allowed to have a fishing license in 2 years. So after 2 years, basically, it's all going to go away. He's going to get the fish still. He's going to get his license. He's even going to be able to enter a tournament. So it doesn't say anything about a tournament ban. And now, this happened back in 2006. I did do a search on these guys. I can't really find anything online, so I'm betting that they kind of just gave up fishing after all this. I couldn't even find any information on the other guy, on the partner. I see stuff about his last court date, and there was like a continuance. Yeah, the Brian K. Thomas guy, I'm assuming that he probably just took a similar plea deal. Probably got some similar charges. Yeah, that's definitely kind of a slap on the wrist. I mean, 2 years probation, that's 2 years that he couldn't get in any more trouble. If they give probation to the walleye guys, the one might be in some trouble because he's already racked up like 3 other charges since then. But yeah, I don't know, guys. It just kind of seems like a slap on the wrist. What other things can you get sentenced to 2 years in jail and serve probation? Like, is that normal? that like a normal thing? They probably had some good lawyers, honestly. They probably had some pretty good lawyers. And if it was like a first offense, I can see that. I feel like there should be a lifetime ban from competitive fishing, though. Because why even give these guys the opportunity to go do it again? They might just go right back and cheat after the 2 years. But again, like I said, I couldn't really find anything on this. Happened a while ago. No new like information. They're ghost mode on social media. It would actually be, let's see, so the one guy was 43 in 2006. Dwayne E. Nesmith was 43 when this happened, so he'd be like, what, 60 years old now? Man, that makes me feel old. Holy crap. The Brian K. Thomas guy was only 31, so that would make him like 48 now. So 48, I mean, you might still be active on social media. That ain't that old. But yeah, guys, I don't freaking know. I feel like, again, it feels like this guy just gets a slap on the wrist. And, you know, this is very similar circumstances to what Jake Rennie and Chase Kaminsky had done in Ohio. So maybe this is kind of like a little bit of insight into that. I hope they get a little more than just a slap on the wrist like these guys. But who freaking knows, guys? Comment below. Let me know what you think about this one. Let me know if you've heard about this one. Let me know if you know of any crazy cheaters. There's a lot of them out there. Just keep digging. You find more and more. And what's really crazy is like, it's hard to find the outcome on a lot of these. Like, you really got to do some digging to figure out it's like the initial news story is like this huge story, and then it kind of, you know, I guess with anything, but it kind of just like teeters off and you don't hear much about it. But again, guys, if you cheat in a tournament, you're going to get caught. You're going to face possible jail time. Like, this one guy was sentenced to 2 years. He did get a good lawyer, and they were able to get him probation. So I guess that's kind of a little lesson too. You know, if you find yourself with some trouble, you should probably go with a good lawyer. Let him work on a good plea deal for you to where you don't end up sitting in a freaking jail cell. But if you're a cheater, you deserve it. Alright guys, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.